Ready for another lesson? I don't need your validation. As a man, I don't need validation from a woman to tell me that I am great or I'm going to do great things or that I'm a wonderful individual. I already know that. You don't need to tell me that. You don't need to remind me. A lot of these guys out here take validation from women and they just go to the head. They doing a bunch of stupid stuff, and when she like, oh, you sexy or something, and you know, you just feel like you Tom Cruise, but you're broke. The problem with letting women validate you is that it's not coming from a credible source, and it's not coming from a creature that is coming from the standing of logic. You don't have to compare yourself to a woman. You're not in competition with a woman. You're in competition with other men. When other men validate you and say, hey, you know what? You validated. Then you got a stamp of approval. When society validates you and say, hey, you're somebody credible, then you know you got a stamp of approval. But if you gain it from a woman, of course she's going to tell you that, especially if you're a man of substance and have the resources to provide her the life that she can't get on her own. If you want to be a meal ticket, that's on you. If you want to let her validate you and pump your head up, that's on you again. But I could promise to you that there's dangers in doing that. You shouldn't have to do that and take her word for anything. Because as soon as you lose your job or money stop coming in or you stop spending money on her, you'll see how quickly that validation turn to negative energy. How that validation turn to negation, where she can bring you down. Oh, you got small d, you were never this, you were never that, and all of that stuff. She would tell her friends all kind of stuff about you, and your mother ain't this, and you know how that goes. You need to seek validation from yourself first and foremost. Then everything else will fall into place. If you don't want to do that, that's on you. But I'm telling you, the best form of validation is from within yourself. And then you should look for validation from other men that said that you're useful to the group. And the last thing on your mind should be validation from the opposite sex, because it's not genuine. It's coming from a place of selfishness. And you already know this. You've been taught.